Hey everybody, I'm Zach and I like movies, and I'm here to talk to you about the brand new Disney Pixar movie, Hoppers. So, Disney Pixar has been a bit of an odd spot as of late. Like, maybe some of this is a bit of an unfair comparison to, like, some of the capital B best work ever done, but it's really hard to beat anything that Pixar has done in that original run. Like, from 95 to 2010, it's practically flawless run of movies almost. One after the other was just a household staple, but also because those movies were really upping their own ante in terms of like what they were capable of doing technology-wise. Those original movies were not just revolutionizing what they could do with computer computer animation, but eventually standardized it. For the longest time, Pixar was the company to beat that even Disney's main animation studio had to keep up. And as of late, it's been surpassed in terms of like overseas stuff with like Cartoon Saloon, and of course anime has absolutely exploded in the time since. But also stateside, we've had some Sony Pictures stuff that really found its footing, with like stuff like K-pop Demon Hunters from last year. And as the 2020s go, Pixar has had about as many ups as they've had downs. For every Soul or Luca and Turning Red, they have Elemental or like Onward, or what was the other one from last year? Elio, was it, that nobody saw? And it kind of sucks because a bad bad or even a mediocre Pixar movie hurts a little harder, because you know that they absolutely are capable of so much better, especially since they've done what Disney does and returned to familiar old wells. They had a second Inside Out. There is a fifth Toy Story movie coming this June. Time it feels like they're down, they're back up again, and Hoppers sees them back up again with really cute and really fun and really hilarious. And it comes to them from a bit of a Pixar outsider. It is from Daniel Chong, who you might remember as being the creator of the show We Bare Bears, which is again really cute and really funny when it needs to be. That's one of those last Cartoon Network newer Cartoon Network shows of that sort of Adventure Time Steven Universe era before it kind of just got taken over by Teen Titans Go. It mainly focuses on this girl Mabel, who is really environmentally conscious. She has this one glade that she really loves, has a personal connection with her grandma, and it's being overrun by the mayor, Jerry, and she's trying her best, and at her college she stumbles upon a as it said in universe, this like avatar technology called Hoppers, where the humans like put on a helmet and they just teleport into a little robot animal. Mabel does a thing with a robo beaver, and it just looks like a beaver. It's super cute, it's fuzzy, it's adorable. And she heads into the wild and makes friends with George, the king of the beavers, king of the mammals, really. There's a whole ecosystem of not just like various animals, like bears and frogs and all that, all the stuff you find in ponds and forests, but there's also like there are other animal kings and over fiefdoms, I suppose. From there, it kind of turns into a animal rights revolution, kind of sort of accidentally. Mabel gets in over her head, but she's also like she cares very much, and she gets very passionate and frustrated that she feels like she can't do anything. Bit of an expected story. It doesn't exactly lead to many surprises. This is in terms of like what kind of story it does. But that being said, what we get out of it is a genuinely really fun and surprisingly hilarious, genuinely zany movie with a bunch of animals just being really silly. There are just gags aplenty. How all these animals just cram together, interacting with each other. There's plenty of fun observations in terms of like how animals work and behave next to each other. Like, no, he was gonna eat me. It's pond rules. It's got some fun stuff like that, but then as things escalate further and further, things get even zanier. There's an involvement with one animal that I really won't spoil. I dare not spoil that, but I was howling in my chair. It was a very environmentally conscious movie, but also there was also that internally Disney asked them to tone down the environmental message, which I don't really know how you can do that with a movie like this. Even as is, even though it's like a little centristy, yeah, it's not exactly saying that you need to a take back the land or whatever. I think the way that it weaves in the emotional, personal story of Mabel, and the reason why she cares so much about not just this one glade, but also this the environment in general is why is I think really tender, and I think does in fact get some kids thinking. I've seen some reactions from parents that are like, the kids are like really that their kids have been like really responding to this and seeing they're actually talking about what this movie kind of does pretty well is like show the value and the nature of organizing. There is a real identifiable sense with Mabel, what with everything going on in the world. You feel like you're stuck alone. You feel like you can't do much, and no matter how hard you try and how hard you care, it almost feels like no one else does care, but other people do care. I think it shows value in like coming together and organizing. Want to think into the politics of it. It's she's basically a reactionary who accidentally starts a revolution, but she didn't read the theory. Leads a revolution before compromising with a centrist Democrat politician. There's at least more than one instance where it does teach kids, hey, if you want anything done right, make a politician fear for their lives and their reelection. And honestly, even if it does sort of cop out at the end with I think if it does get kids engaged with environments, and some of the most effective moments is when Mabel sits down and centers herself not in her feelings, but like in her spot in the great oneness of the environment. I've been watching some David Attenborough nature docs lately, and on top of just beautifully shot and all that, they really remind you about interconnectedness of ecosystems that are far larger and far older than any one animal. Mabel is not just maybe one person, but she is one person that is part of a whole. And I think the big takeaway for Hoppers is that being a part of the community and bringing the community together under beneficial causes for home, coming with individuals in that community to help maintain this environment and this ecosystem into working, that is ultimately what will help us. I think that is a pretty worthwhile message for pretty much everybody. And sure, I can't say this quite matches in terms of like that great Pixar magic, but it's not trying. I don't think it's really trying to be. I think movies like this, or even Turning Red, having a premise and like leaning to the zany comedy of that premise, really is just trying to be its own thing. And really, I think this one succeeds pretty well in being its own thing. What it is very funny, and it's really, really cute too. It's very appealing visually, of course. The character animation's great. The sense of humor is on point. Had moments that had me howling, like I said, and don't want to say how exactly, but I had some like really funny sort of like baby's first body horror moments, especially like right at the right end. I think this is a pretty solid Pixar movie. This is a great time. I kind of needed this. I've been going through a sickness lately. I was whatever I caught it hard, and I needed a pick me up, and this is definitely it. So yeah, definitely recommend this. I'm feeling a pretty decent 7. I think pretty good movie. Definitely worth bringing the kids to, and really hoping that Pixar is able to at least maintain their standards of good, and because they got a lot of competition. They changed the game, and even they themselves are like trying to keep up. So yeah, I think that'll be it. I'm Zach. I like movies, and I also like Pixar movies. Probably the funniest Pixar movie I've seen is probably since Turning Red. Definitely the funniest movie with beavers in it since Hundreds of Beavers. And this is, well, there's not really hundreds of beavers. There's a smattering of beavers in this. And yeah, that'll be it. I'm Zach. I like movies. I got a whole lot more movies to watch. And I hope you watch movies too, because, well, things are heavy now, but movies make things easier. Because movies are life, and despite everything, life is worth living, especially when you have a buddy, especially when you have a George. I would die for George. He's wonderful. And I'll see you all next time. You take care of yourselves.